Right now, what's next for the Madison School District Superintendent after officially announcing her resignation this morning?
And with the continuing rain and wet spring so far, the National Weather Service is issuing an unusual warning for parts of the state.
Plus, we're just an hour away from the start of Game 5 back in Milwaukee tonight. We'll have a live report from Fiserv Forum just ahead.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
And thanks for joining us. A big change for the Madison School District as Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham announces she is stepping down.
Cheatham will officially leave the role in August. Keely Arthur was at the announcement today and joins us with the very latest.
Cheatham leaves the job for a spot on Harvard's faculty at the Graduate School of Education. She said the decision had nothing to do with the turmoil in the district, including sexual assaults and behavioral issues with staff and students, but had everything to do with her wanting to influence the next leaders of education and spend more time with her family. That's what's next for Cheatham, but what about Madison's schools?
Capable and talented children of Madison.
Jennifer Cheatham's resignation announcement coming with a few tears today.
It has brought me great pride and joy to serve you.
She'll stay on as superintendent of Madison schools until the end of August. An interim will be named by the end of this month. The Cap Times reporting that job will likely go to Nancy Hanks, currently the district's chief of elementary schools, but that report goes unconfirmed.
No, we haven't made any decisions. We will be making that decision as quickly as we can. We really want the city to be able to know as quickly as we can, but we just simply haven't made any decisions yet.
Cheatham was brought into Madison from Chicago Public Schools 6 years ago. The board will vote on a permanent superintendent, and recently elected board member Ananda Morelli saying she is open to hiring someone from within this time who knows the complexities of the district and has already established relationships.
I think there is something to say about that. That is really critical, that I feel like I definitely have a strong opinion about, like, you know, if this is the direction that the board would go, like that, it would be something that I would definitely support.
Madisonian Kaleem Kerr, who is the founder of Charter School One City Schools, says he's been asked by many if he wants the job. He tells us the answer to that is no, but he believes whoever does take it needs to be a bit of a fighter, especially when it comes to things like asking for more money for facilities.
And not be afraid to ruffle some feathers, but with the intention of trying to do good things for children.
Lots of change happening inside the Madison School District. In addition to Cheatham's departure, 50% of the school board is new, elected just last month.
A trial is underway today for the second suspect in a deadly shooting outside of a Southside Madison gas station. Demetrius Reeves is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and attempted first-degree homicide following the shooting at the 7-Eleven just off the Beltline in August of 2017. Another man, Curtis Langlois, was already sentenced to life in prison for his role in the shooting.
In Illinois today, officials have recovered the fourth victim from the devastating explosion that ripped through a silicone plant in Waukegan last Friday. As of yesterday, the three other victims have all been identified as men from Wisconsin. The coroner confirmed the fourth victim is a man, but has not released his name. They said autopsy results are expected to be released soon. Officials have concluded all on-scene investigations, but are still looking into a cause. Getting a look now at your weather. It has been a soggy start to the work week. Heavy showers at times today. There is an alert day in place for continued rain tonight. Let's check in now. Your first alert forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, you're right. There is an alert day in the forecast because of the fact that we could see some showers and heavier thunderstorms. In fact, let's take a look at the reason for that alert day. There it is. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Many locations will pick up between about a ½ inch and an inch of rain before the bulk of the rain ends by around noon tomorrow. On visible cloud track, you can see we've been underneath the clouds most of the day here in southern Wisconsin, but to the south there has been some clearing with some sunshine coming through, and there have been some thunderstorms across Illinois and Iowa. Right now it looks like most of the shower activity that's moving through Wisconsin doesn't have any lightning with it, but you can't rule out at least an isolated thunderstorm this evening, and then again later on tomorrow morning. Rainfall amount so far around a ¼ of an inch or less from Madison to the southeast. 1/4 to a 1/2 inch from Dane County westward to the Mississippi River, and then on into Minnesota and Iowa. Many locations picking up over a 1/2 inch of rain. Low temperatures started out around 40 degrees here in Madison this morning, but those temperatures have been steadily rising. Yet last hour we were at 50 degrees. We've dropped back a degree to 49, but we'll continue that upward trend through the night. Winds also are pretty brisk out of the east at about 15 to 25 miles per hour, with some wind gusts up to around 30 to 35 miles per hour in a few spots. By tomorrow morning, temperatures should be as warm as they'll be all day, probably in the upper 50s. Some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning, ending with just a few chance for a shower in the afternoon as temperatures drop back into the lower 50s. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
All right, Gary, thank you. While people across the state are hoping for some consistent sunshine, continues to be a rainy spring.
But for many in southwest Wisconsin, it's not just an inconvenience. It is creating dangerous problems. We find our Adam Duxter in Lafayette County with why the rain is such an unwelcome sight for them. Adam?
Well, Eric and Charlotte, the rain is really starting to pick up here in Darlington, but this community no stranger to flooding. In fact, where we're standing right now along the banks of the Pecatonica just months ago would have been completely underwater, but now that the water has started to recede, we're really going to show you where the danger is. And that's where the banks here have totally started to wash away. And then even take a look here, a big sinkhole along the Pecatonica River Trail that has folks here concerned. And that's why this morning the National Weather Service putting out a warning for all of the communities here in southwest Wisconsin for mudslides and rock slides. With this rain coming in and the ground already wet, those are a big concern. And I spoke earlier with the Lafayette County emergency manager who said her biggest concern is this wet ground and the banks of the rivers continuing to wash away.
And it could be something as simple as a riverbank caving in. And yes, you might not notice it at first, but it's going to change how that river flows, and especially when there's high water levels. You know, it's going to change the movement of that water, and it could make a difference, even if it's not a huge hillside or something like that.
Again, certainly doesn't take as much rain as they got or as much flooding as they got in March to make a difference, but with the weather picking up here and the rain really coming down right now, it's something they're continuing to monitor, but we will hope for some sun for this community over the next couple of weeks.
Adam Duxter live in Lafayette County. Adam, thank you.
Madison's public golf courses took on historic losses last year. Madison officials are now moving to make some changes. The golf enterprise lost over $860,000 in 2018. According to parks officials, the golf courses bring a lot of value to Madison residents, but now it's impossible to ignore the financial implications.
With the results of last year, coupled with the prior 15 years before that, I think it's now not rational to say that there's a chance for recovery in the current model.
In response, Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway created a golf task force that will look at options like closing courses, reducing the number of holes, and subsidizing golf with taxpayer funds.
Wisconsin lawmakers are proposing a change to state statutes that would allow cash tips to be kept by workers tax-free. The bill currently being circulated for sponsors was authored by Republican State Senator Andre Jacques of De Pere and Republican Representative Cody Hordlacher of McWanago. The proposal would allow workers to keep their cash tips unreported on their state income tax returns. However, the amount would still be required to be entered on federal returns. It is a big night for Milwaukee basketball fans. Game 5 between the Bucks and the Celtics.
The Bucks with a 3-1 lead. If they win tonight, they're off to the Eastern Conference Finals. News 3 Now Sports. Melissa Kim live now at Fiserv Forum with a preview of what we can expect tonight. Melissa?
Hi guys, well we're less than an hour away from Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Celtics and Bucks. Now Milwaukee has a 3-1 lead in this series and they could potentially wrap it up tonight. But the big news of the day is that the president, Malcolm Brogdon, he is back with a team expected to play tonight, according to head coach Mike Budenholzer. So what do the Bucks have to do tonight in order to win? Well, Giannis, of course, has to have another big game. He's outscored everyone in this series, the entire series so far, and they've got to get some good production off the bench too. That's when they've been successful so far in this series. George Hill, Pat Connaughton, both having a stellar game in this last Game 4, with on both sides of the ball, both in points and defensively. So how much will Malcolm Brogdon actually play tonight? Well, for that answer, you're going to have to tune into sports later. Kevin Lewis will have that answer for you. Back to you.
All right, should be an exciting night. Hopefully they wrap it up. Melissa Kim live at Fiserv Forum Melissa, thank you. Still ahead tonight, the Clean Lakes Alliance is out with its annual State of the Lakes report.
Plus, a new public art display is unveiled downtown today. We'll show you when we come back.
Clean Lakes Alliance is out with its annual State of the Lakes report, and this year it includes information about community phosphorus reduction projects, how large blue-green algae blooms, and also August's historic flooding, how it all affected the lakes, and also well contamination. The Wisconsin DNR Secretary today addressing how the state will help.
A short-term fix to contaminated wells doesn't stop the root cause. That's why we're investing $75,000 to help fund the completion of the Southwest Wisconsin Geology and Groundwater Study.
The annual event this morning also featured a panel discussion between city, county, and state leaders, all diving into the shared vision each has for Madison's lakes. State wildlife officials say the proposed 2019 deer hunting structure does not include any buck-only counties for the first time in a decade, a sign that deer are becoming more abundant, especially in northwestern and southern Wisconsin. The state's DNR plans to present a season structure to its board later this month. If approved, it would be the first time where no designated buck-only county since 2009.
We are still 2 years out from a development on Madison's east side, but tonight you can check out the inside of what will soon become the city's public market. When it is complete, there will be upwards of 45 permanent vendors there. But before that can happen, there's still a lot of work to be done. Right now, the city stores dozens of vehicles inside the Fleet Services building. Those will be replaced by vendors and local businesses. You can come out to the public market open house tonight. It's going on until 8 o'clock at the market's future location on North 1st Street. Madison's night market returns to downtown tomorrow night. So Gilman Street will be shut down tomorrow night for the third annual event. It features vendors, arts and crafts, pop-up restaurants, drinks, and live music. The market runs once a month through September. There's an unveiling of a new downtown public art project called Downtown Doors.
The mayor and others braved the weather this morning to make the announcement. The collection is a temporary outdoor urban art project with a purpose to reimagine hidden and secondary doors along State Street and in the downtown core. It's a collaboration between downtown property owners and 24 local artists.
Madison's a very creative community, and it's really important that we show some love to our local artists and that we showcase their work, and that folks know the incredible creativity that is available right here in our community.
And if you'd like to see all of them, you can pick up a collector's guide at the Downtown Madison Visitor Center or at the visitors booth at the top of State Street. The art will remain on display for about 2 years. It's almost music festival time in Madison. In anticipation of the start of the summer season, Live on King Street announced its summer concert series lineup today. Live on King Street is a free concert series in the 100 block of King Street, consisting of 6 free Friday night concerts from June through September. Now, to see the complete lineup, we have it listed on our website, channel3000.com.
Still to come in sports, we'll go back live to Milwaukee. We are less than an hour away from the start of Game 5 between the Bucks and Celtics.
But first, continued showers and thunderstorms possible tonight. Gary will let us know when it'll all stop when we come back.
Gary joins us now with a look at our forecast, and we would really like this rain to just stop.
Oh, I think this has been going on too long. But there are signs that much of next week will be dry, which is good news. We could use the time to dry out, and also just getting the sunshine back should warm us up. Let's start out by taking a look at visible cloud track. Not only do we have the rain, we have the clouds, and that's held temperatures down. But notice the sunshine just to our south. Temperatures have been very mild down there. Southern portions of the Chicago metro area have been well into the 60s, as in mid-70s. Chicago itself is at 65, while Milwaukee's at 48. Madison's dropped a degree to 49. But some of this milder air will start working northward, and we could see temperatures up around 60 by early tomorrow morning before a cold front comes in from the west. And notice that's right over here. Those temperatures go from the 60s back into the 50s, and that's will be happening during the day tomorrow. There is a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms across Illinois and eastern Iowa for tonight. So far, we haven't seen any thunderstorms from the showers that have been moving through southern Wisconsin. There were a couple of thunderstorms earlier over parts of eastern Iowa, but the air is a little bit cooler here, a little bit more stable. So not only does that keep the severe weather threat away, but also keeps the threat for more widespread thunderstorm activity, because any of the thunderstorms could produce some heavy downpours. A little closer view across southern Wisconsin shows those showers pretty much west of Madison or moving through Madison. Areas west of town getting a pretty steady rain right now, but the rain is starting to end down over toward the Mississippi River. Over the last 24 hours, we've been looking at about a quarter of an inch or less of rain from Madison eastward, about a half inch of rain from Madison westward. That will continue to go up. We could be looking, at least according to the latest computer model forecast, of another anywhere from a half inch to an inch of rain through much of southern Wisconsin, with some locally heavier amounts if you get caught underneath a heavier thunderstorm. So an alert day remains in the forecast for tonight for showers and a few thunderstorms, a few of which could have locally heavy downpours, and those rainfall amounts from about a half inch to an inch of rain. Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville showing some showers there. The WISC Skycam now showing rain falling here on the west side of Madison. Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. Well, the drops on the camera lens kind of tell the story there. It's raining downtown as well. The almanac for today shows a high temperature of 50 degrees, the low temperature at 40. We've dropped back a degree from that 50-degree high last hour to 49 as the rain starts. Winds out of the east at 17 miles per hour, and that adds to the chill. Temperatures are only in the 30s up in northern Wisconsin, where there's been some snow mixed in with the rain. But again, down to the south, those temperatures are still very mild. That's just south of a warm front, which is just south of the Wisconsin-Illinois state line, where the winds go from south to an easterly direction. Of course, those easterly winds off of Lake Michigan also keeping the air a little bit cooler as well. We're seeing some wind gusts 20 to 25 miles per hour. Marshfield with a gust of 43 miles per hour. But those winds start to die off a bit off toward the west as the main area of low pressure will track almost directly over southern Wisconsin. Following along the jet stream, you can see more rounds of showers and thunderstorms. This is the batch that will come through tomorrow morning, and behind that we should see our temperatures cool down again. So this warm front gets into southern Wisconsin. Our temperatures go up a bit for tonight. The stationary front turns into a cold front, comes in from the west. Those temperatures drop back into the 50s and 40s late in the day tomorrow, and our temperatures go down during the day. So for tonight, showers, a few thunderstorms, low temperature about where we are now, and then those temperatures continuing to rise overnight to the upper 50s by tomorrow morning. That's when our high temperature for tomorrow will be, and then those temperatures fall back through the 50s during the day. Shower and thunderstorm chances highest tomorrow morning, and you can see this on the future track computer models. A round of showers and thunderstorms tonight, another round tomorrow morning. During the afternoon, cloudy skies, maybe a slight chance for a shower into tomorrow evening. Then we start clearing out later tomorrow night, and the sunshine comes back on Friday, but temperatures will still be in the upper 50s. Rainfall amounts, again, about a half inch to an inch through much of southern Wisconsin with some locally higher amounts. 7 to 10 day forecast. Again, the sunshine comes back, temperatures closer to 60 for the weekend, just a slight chance for showers, and then we'll see temperatures between about 65 and 70 for much of next week.
The Bucks have been very good, and they could be even better as they try to close out the Celtics tonight. Back to Milwaukee for another live report in sports.
Hi, I'm Michelle Carolla. Tonight on the news at 9, a UW study hopes to find out why 1 in 4 people experience blood clots and how to catch them before they become deadly. It's a special report only on Fox 47 at 9.
The Milwaukee Bucks can close out the Boston Celtics in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals tonight at Fiserv Forum, and the Bucks got some very good news today. Kevin Lewis joins us live in Milwaukee to give us the update. Hi, Kevin.
Hello. Well, Bucks guard Malcolm Brogdon is back, upgraded on the injury report. Last night, he was listed as out. This morning, probable. Then this afternoon, head coach Mike Budenholzer said he expects Brogdon to play on a minutes restriction tonight in Game 5. The man they call the President tore the plantar fascia connective tissue in his right foot, hasn't played in a game since March 15th. Coach Bud gets a floor general back. Someone he says helps on both ends of the floor, is another high-level tool in the box. So he speaks for everyone when he says they can't wait till he gets back on the floor.
I think it's, pretty clear and obvious that he's very excited, and he's been incredibly diligent with his work and his rehab, and he's such a pro. I think he loves playing, and this is playoff time, and he's very, very excited to be playing.
I have a list for you. Larry Bird, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Reggie Miller, Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, Mark Price, Malcolm Brogdon. That's a list of players in NBA history since 1979-80 who have hit 50% of their field goals, 40% of their threes, and 90% of their free throws in a season. I think you can find room for that guy on your squad if he is healthy and ready to go. The Bucks have a chance to close out the Celtics tonight. They are up 3-1 here at the Fiserv Forum, and they can reach the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2001. Jay, back to you in Madison.
All right, Kevin, could be a crazy night. We'll check back with you tonight at 10. Former Packers general manager Ted Thompson has been suffering from an autonomic disorder, which is why he needed to step away as the Packers GM. An autonomic disorder is a degeneration of parts of the nervous system. Thompson says he does not fit the profile of someone suffering from CTE, though. He was inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame just last Saturday. A couple of weeks ago, the Brewers lost 6 of 7, but with this afternoon's win against the Washington Nationals at Miller Park, they've now won 6 straight. The home run ball has been a big part of the Brewers' early success this year, especially the Christian Yelich home run ball. Got another one today, number 16 in the season. Brewers get 4 in the first against Jeremy Hellickson. They keep adding in the second. Home run ball again. Mike Moustakas gets his 9th of the year, a 2-run shot. Manny Pena also homers. The Brewers have 65 homers in their first 49 games. They sweep Washington with a 7-3 win. A day off tomorrow before they visit the Cubs at Wrigley Field Friday afternoon. Late last night, Oakland A's pitcher Mike Fiers threw the 300th no-hitter in Major League Baseball history in a 2-0 shutout of the Cincinnati Reds. Fiers, who pitched for the Brewers from 2011 to 2014, is the 7th former Brewer to pitch a no-hitter. The Brewers have had only one of their pitchers throw a no-hitter in their history, Juan Nieves, 1987. And Wisconsin's Kayla Conwent is named the Big Ten Softball Player of the Year today. Conwent is the first Badger to win any individual Big Ten softball award ever. Conwent led the Big Ten in batting at .479. She also led the conference in slugging percentage, on-base percentage, and total bases. She also had 15 homers, drove in 50 runs. They're supposed to play Iowa at 11 a.m. in Bloomington, Indiana tomorrow. Precipitation chances, 95% right now. So,
oh boy, and they can't close the roof on that one. So
what roof?
Yeah, not in Bloomington, Indiana. All right, final check, Gary.
No roof over us right now. Some rain coming in from the west. We'll see showers and a few thunderstorms this evening.
All right, we'll have more updates tonight on News 3 now at 10.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.